Hi, hello, namaste. Let's heal this habit of giving up with the help of Ho'oponopono. Now, this could be a pattern, this could be a emotional pattern, emotional frequency, emotional habit, a recurring habit. So, let's understand why this happens. First of all, ये तो हर कोई बोलता है कि गिव अप नहीं करना चाहिए, है ना? हार्ड टाइम्स में गिव अप नहीं करना है, हार्ड टाइम्स में ही डटे रहना है. बट हाउ टू डू दैट? Now whatever tools we get in life, like whatever technology we get in life, we have to use that. We have to use the grace of divine as well. अगर हमको कुछ कवच पढ़ के, अगर हमको कुछ स्तोत्र पढ़ के अगर हम में कुछ शांति आती है, बिकॉज मंत्रास दैट संस्कृत वर्सेस आर नथिंग बट फ्रिक्वेंसी, वाइब्रेशन, राइट? ओम नमः शिवाय जो है, तो वो ये जो सारे जो सिलेबल्स है, दैट दोज आर फ्रिक्वेंसी, दोज आर वाइब्रेशंस, राइट? तो एनीथिंग दैट हेल्प्स अस टू लिफ्ट आवर सेल्फ, एनीथिंग, मतलब जो भी अगर इल्यूजन है, वॉट एवर इल्यूजन वी गॉट इन टू कि दिस इज़ लाइक समथिंग द टफेस्ट थिंग, एंड गिविंग अप एटीट्यूड में अगर हम आ गए, and if mindset is such that it's too difficult, and if there is situation कि it's too difficult and there are no ways, and तब centered करना है खुद को कि our sole purpose on planet earth is nothing but to rise, is nothing but to raise frequency. So once we ground ourselves and get back to our roots, which is the purpose is about raising our frequency and not the external things. External things are just क्या बोलते उसमें ड्रामा है, external things में just chaos है. So get internal, become internal, so we'll heal that. Okay, so I'm sorry for creating this emotion of giving up. Please forgive me for creating this emotion. I'm sorry for creating this emotion. Please forgive me for creating this emotion. Thank you for creating this emotion. I love you for creating this emotion. I am allowed. I now realize that 100% it is my frequency, it is my emotional habit, my pattern, that every time I face something difficult, instead of communicating, I give up. Instead of communicating that thing with people, I give up. Instead of communicating that with myself, I give up. Whenever there is no communication, whenever there is lack of communication with ourselves, that's the moment we get caught into this illusion of difficulty. Because in the past I could have given excuses. In the past I would have blamed the world or people or situation, even could be traumas, even could be childhood situations, events. But now I realize that everything was my pattern, everything was me who was looking outside for validation. In the past I had no tools to deal with things, but now I realize that 100% it is my frequency, it is my pattern. Even though things or situations looks tough, even though communication looks tough, I can go back and speak telepathically, communicate telepathically with my parents. The one, anyone who speaks truth, anyone who stands for truth, anyone who can understand me. So I can speak with my parent or both the parents. I can speak and telepathically communicate my problem. If not literally I can communicate, but telepathically I can communicate. And then that's how I can feel, ask for help, ask for compassion, love, support, care and protection telepathically, if the literal conversations are too tough. Because that's when this illusion we get caught into, that life is tough and everybody is busy. Since everybody is busy and nobody wants to disturb others, nobody wants to burden others with problems, so this situations happens that once grown up, once we become adult, we think like, why to disturb, why to hurt others, why to give tension to others, why to give worries to others. and why to give worries to parents. So it's best that we communicate telepathically and tell our tell our problems to parents telepathically. And similarly, slowly, gradually we'll get the solution that okay, now this problem is solvable because I have I have distanced myself with this problem, and I am ready to evolve. So I'll tune in to any stotra, any any prayer, any just communication with universe, just learning emotional regulation skills like NLP. You can learn neuro linguistic programming with me, or doing hope nope no, like this kind of hope nope no which we are doing currently. So immediately we'll get the results. And or just writing all the worries and burning that letter, which is like catharsis. So it is easy to say that um, just deal with tough situation, just deal with. No, there are tools. People have to have some tools, otherwise blood pressure, uh, so these things happens, it comes, everything suppressed will come later as health disaster and health illnesses in the end, later part of life, which is blood sugar, ये होता है, बीपी बढ़ जाता है, डायबिटिक होते हैं लोग. So all anxiety है, panic attacks, everything, there is no need to suppress at all. You just have to communicate, write it down immediately, telepathically communicate with parents, then communicate with yourself, okay, then ground yourself, okay, just like that. I can now 100% take my responsibility. I can now 100% realize that this is my emotional pattern and I am responsible for it and nobody else. The world has been harsh on me, the people were harsh on me, or the situation was harsh on me to make me realize my emotional pattern, to make me realize it was my habit, to make me realize that these are my lessons, this is my frequency, which I was trying to avoid, which I was suppressing, and was too vulnerable to face this situation, particular one. But now I realize that I can handle it, because I now realized that these problems will come again and again, but my frequency should be, that is my responsibility always. And we all are one. I have been, I forgiven myself, but it was difficult for me to forgive others. I love myself for it, but it was difficult for giving that love to others. But now I can give that love to the world. I can forgive the world, because we all are one. We all are indirectly trying to help each other. Every time we get into problem, we can have this realization that something good is going to happen. We are just close to our breakthrough. What lesson do I need to learn, universe? Please give me some hint, give me answer, that what exact lesson I need to learn right now, so that I can work on it and come out of this situation. Now this fear might come again in the future, that what if this emotion comes again, what if this fear comes again. I can say this, that I'm sorry for having this fear, please forgive me for having this fear, thank you for creating this fear, I am sorry for creating this fear, because I can handle things now really well, and I am allowed to feel this fear again. So I can handle this fear again, and I can handle any situation really well now. Thank you so much for listening. Please save and share. Jai Ma Kali, Jai Ma Bhairavi, Jai Shiv Shambho.